You're listening to Spainfully Honest, the podcast where me, Paul,
And me, Catherine, talk about what it's really like living in Spain.
each week we'll share stories, tips, and honest conversations about getting on our here in Spain.
Whether you live in Spain, you're thinking about moving, or you just want to know a little bit more, you're in the right place.
So grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's get Spainfully Honest.
Hello, and welcome to Spainfully Honest, episode 18.
Yeah, this week we're going to talk about Halloween and different sort of similar events. Oh, as you can tell here, look
From
at the
our lovely
decorations.
Halloween
Look.
decor.
The sun is shining, but it's still Halloween. Yeah, so the different things that happen in Spain for Halloween, but also for other events that are sort of similar to Halloween,
Yeah.
what they're about and why they do them, and let you know about things like that.
Yeah, a bit of a comparison as well between
Yeah.
how it's celebrated where we're from, and of course how they celebrate here in Spain. So
Let's crack on.
excellent. So I recently wrote an article for an online publication, and they asked me to write about my experience of Halloween in Spain. And as I started to think about it, I'm actually always disappointed
Oh, yeah.
about Halloween in Spain. Yeah, I think as I wrote in the article, I was like, they celebrate everything. Like they throw themselves into every single saint, everything they can think of. There's a festival for, the fisherman. There's a festival for the potato, and they
Potato Festival.
honestly, they throw potatoes in these little festivals, and there's watermelon festivals, there's chili festivals.
Tomatoes.
Tomato,
are
of
famous.
course, yeah, of
yeah.
course, a huge festival for tomatoes. And
Yeah.
so Halloween every year, I kind of get annoyed at Halloween. I find it very flat. They don't really celebrate Halloween.
But I think, is it because it's not really theirs?
But,
I don't think-
maybe. But then they celebrate. I mean, the originals of the origins of Halloween, are Irish. You're welcome. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So the Celtics or the Irish people back in the day created Samhain. So it's an Irish word.
Right.
Samhain. But it's actually not just Halloween. It's actually the Day of the Dead, or All Souls Day, or All Saints Day, whatever you want to refer to, is on the 1st of November. And it was the whole festival.
Ah, well, I didn't know that. See, who says you don't learn anything on Spainfully Honest? Because I didn't know that. I thought it was American. And I thought it was just a, manufactured gimmick thing.
No. So,
Right,
yeah,
it's not.
no. So Samhain, it's an old Celtic holiday.
Right.
And that's when people couldn't pronounce it. Samhain kind of
Quite right.
somehow got to Halloween. But yeah, that's the connection. And of course, the Americans, they do a lot of holidays, took it and ran with it. I mean,
They
I'd
did.
love to go
They
to the
ran
States
with it.
for Halloween. Looks amazing.
I watched the film when I was about 14, scared me to death, and never really been into Halloween since then.
Really? Oh my God, I love Halloween. I love Halloween. And in Ireland, they have festivals and parades.
I don't remember it being that big in England. I really don't.
No, I think maybe
Not
you're
when it was
more
my age.
bonfire night. Maybe.
Oh, it was bonfire night.
Yeah.
But we'd start bonfire night in September.
We start gathering all the wood.
Yeah, and they got bigger and bigger, and they were everywhere. I mean, they were everywhere.
Yeah.
There were fires on every street corner. I mean, that's not a joke. We lived in a terraced area. And at every sort of end of the terraces, there would be a fire.
Yeah.
And you would compete, and you would rob,
Yeah.
and you would, and there was hundreds of them. But I do not remember that for Halloween at all.
In Ireland, we don't do bonfire night in Ireland.
Right.
We do the bonfire on Halloween. So,
Right, okay.
like you said, weeks before, they'd be gathering the pallets,
Yeah,
and they'd be gathering
pallets
the
and
wood. And
furniture.
I lived in a terraced area as well, and every kind of little section had a little green area, and that's where the bonfire would be set up. But we had
Massive.
around-
Some of them were enormous.
It was higher than a house.
Yeah.
They're so dangerous when you think about it.
Oh, that's right. I mean, it's gone now. I mean, they've sort of got a little bit. All the, it used to be. Oh, who died this bonfire night? Who got severely burnt? You went to school on the 6th. There'd be 10 empty chairs because people would set fire to themselves or something.
Maybe because we used to always set off fireworks as well. So it
Yeah,
was
we did.
on Halloween we would I'm jumping all around the place here, but anyway. But on Halloween we'd celebrate at school. You would get dressed up. You'd go to all your neighbours' different houses and show them your outfit, and they'd give you a few bob, and they'd give you a couple of chocolate
No, we
bars.
never did that.
Then you'd go trick or treating, and then after you went trick or treating, you'd always go back to the bonfire, your central bonfire, and then they'd let off fireworks. It'd be a big fireworks show, and that was just how we did it in small areas.
Yeah.
Now when you look
Well, that sounds very similar, obviously.
Yeah.
To our-
And then when you look at it, in other places, I'm sure it's Galway City, they do a massive celebration. It's like a Samhain festival. So people are going back to their roots a little bit more, but it's
Yeah.
really nice. and spectacular stuff. I mean, it wasn't maybe that spectacular when I was young, but it's growing again, Halloween and the whole celebration. I love it. But yeah, so when we did trick-or-treating in Ireland, they used to give us fruit. What did you trick-or-treat?
No, we didn't do that. No, we used to sometimes go around for bits. Not really, no, not in that. Because ours was treacle toffee, homemade treacle toffee, homemade cinder toffee, and that was it really. And then you might do dunking the apple or whatever,
That's what we used
which
to
I
do.
don't know what that had to do with fireworks.
So like after the bonfire and the fireworks, you'd go back to a friend's house, and there was always like one friend or another, and then you would play your Halloween games. So like you'd hang an apple or something from a string in a doorway, a couple of them, and then you had to try and bite them without without hands. Yeah. And then like you said, it's dunking, so you put your apples or whatever into it's usually an apple because they're so hard to bite, and you put them in water floating.
See how many 3-year-olds you can drive in a big bucket.
Water everywhere. Your lovely face paint that you put on all over the place, trying to get the apples from the base of it. It was so much fun. And then you'd sit down and watch like a scary movie. When you were a bit older, when you're younger, you'd probably go directly to bed.
Yeah.
Then older, then we would sit down and we'd all watch a scary movie and eat what you'd gotten. But we used to get a load of fruit, like tons of fruit. We never really got sweets or chocolate. But these days, it seems to be all sweets and like Max comes home with sweets and chocolates.
I saw somebody the other day. I thought it was a great idea. Wrapping a sprout in a Ferrero Rocher packet.
Oh my God.
That was so good. I might do that.
My mum and dad always tell the story about when they were very young, of course, and they were in Dublin. I think it was even before they had me. And they got loads of, because my dad, I think at the time he still there, or was there, he worked in a market. So they skinned a load of fruit, like it was like the skin of a load of fruit and veg. And because it was pitch black, the kids couldn't see. They were putting like a ton of this just skins of fruit and vegetable into the kids' bags, and they were like ton of weight, and the kids were like, "Oh, they've given us loads," and they ran off. And then I was like, "How mean! That's awful."
It's so mean.
My mum said they woke up the next morning and all of it was dumped in there.
Where they got it from? Knew where they got it from. Compost. Here's your compost back.
Yeah, but yeah. So that's why in Spain, the 1st of November is a big holiday. You know, the 1st of November is the day of All Saints' Day, All Souls' Day, whatever you refer to as.
Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead. Some people say, I think that's more Mexican, the Day of the Dead. But yeah, so for
But that's proper religious, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's like respect to the family. And I think it's one of the, when we had the business, it was one of the ones you were expected to close for.
Yeah.
You know, some of the others weren't as important, but that one, you know, out of respect, you were expected to close that.
That's why I never understand how they don't translate it into the full festival, into the full remembrance.
Do you think it's not because it's like, for a lot of people, it seemed to be somber?
Yeah.
And so you perhaps shouldn't get too excited and enjoy yourself too much.
But then I always feel like Spain is so good up for kids. Like nearly everything they do is about kids, you know.
Well, I went to one of Olga's friends works in the butcher shop, Chinese, and she said now that Halloween is the second biggest turnaround of the store after Christmas. Christmas is the biggest one, and that's the second one. Where it always used to be Christmas, she said Christmas in the summer, but now Halloween is bigger than the summer in Spain. Wow.
Yeah, the decorations, the fancy dress outfits, the makeup, they have great stuff in there now, really reasonable as well.
Oh, massive. There's some very big things, witches that you walk past and shout at you. There's a castle in the one.
I would have it all if I could. All. I have to restrain myself a little bit. And if you see my house at Halloween, you think, oh, she's restraining herself.
This is just a bit of it.
It's literally 1/10. Honestly, I have so much more. But I feel like a responsibility to Halloween. I feel like a responsibility to the kids, because you're walking around and you're trick-or-treating on Halloween with the kids, and people either A, don't open the doors, or B, they open the doors and they're kind of like, oh, surprise, it's Halloween to start off with, and then, oh, we don't have anything in, and some people just apologize really awkwardly and just close the door in your face. Some people kind of root around and give you like a banana, or like, oh, we have
half-eaten Werther's original.
We have this. I got a half-eaten
Don't smell nuts that have sucked the chocolate off.
It was like a nice bar chocolate. It was like a Lindt or something, but they'd already eaten half. I was like, oh, don't worry.
Yeah, I don't know.
And some people, of course, are
geared up.
usually now, in fairness, not Spanish people. It'd usually be the Gearys, I always say. Usually be the foreign people, the international people from any country. So
It's like I went to Mercadona yesterday for the water, but on the till at the moment it is Halloween sweets. So when you get to the end of each till, when you stood there waiting, it is packets of Halloween
they've literally
sweets.
no excuse, and they'll still pretend like they didn't know it was Halloween, and then not open their door.
I don't pretend, I just don't care. Ring my buzzer.
Oh, I feel so bad.
Oh, I know.
When you're going around with your kid and they're there with their little bag, and then they either don't
Save the teeth. Save the teeth.
Oh, it's
Don't
so
give them
sad.
anything.
They're all
Dentists love it. Dentists love Halloween.
I remember one year with Jamie actually, and I remember we were in an apartment block, and you could actually hear the people come up to the door, look out their little looking hole, and then just
Yeah,
away.
me too. I've been walking back.
And Jamie would be like, look at me.
Sneaking.
Why did they walk up? Like, they're just mean. They're mean. And I guess so worked up every Halloween. So in the end, we end up going back to our house because it's I decorate the house from head to toe, and then the kids enjoy trick or treating at my house because it's all dressed up.
Yeah, yeah.
It's all decorated.
Oh, there you go. So this is the house to come to on the 31st. Come here.
They already know.
Will be happening.
There's 2 houses in the
Save everybody else. In fact, we should all donate. Why not everybody else donate to this house, a bag of sweets, and then you can sit and watch television?
That's a good idea. Bring me all your sweets.
Yeah.
I had like Michael Jackson Thriller playing
Oh, yeah.
and all the decorations, lights.
There's a ghost train downstairs. That fun. There's actually a ghost train. It's like Blackpool Pleasure Beach downstairs.
The only thing is, it gets a bit stressful after a while because everyone, like all the kids in the whole area, I'm like, I didn't realize there were that many kids living in San Pedro. That's
Not that I'm doing the maths. That's all I'm doing the maths. Halloween house. Here it is.
There are 2 houses. This one, of course, and then there's another neighbor on the other road, and they go all out as well. And it's like the kids like go here to there. You know?
I don't know. Pointing at them like this one, you know.
Oh, bless. Yeah, trick or treat. So yeah, I get totally into it. I love Halloween. And because I'm totally into it, my kids are totally into it. Like Max loves Halloween. And Jamie my eldest son, actually chose Halloween over Christmas one year. And he
Wow.
was young. He was like 6 or 7, like, peak Santa time. And I said to him, you know what? Because I knew he would.
So is that your enthusiasm? I mean, what is your comparison Christmas to Halloween?
Oh, I
what
still
would
love
you
it.
give it? What would you give
I love
the
Christmas.
percentage?
Yeah,
of
Christmas, I love
importance?
Christmas.
Yeah, I like Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah.
But it's like Halloween is just one day, so I go all in for the one
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
But if I had to pick one or the other, it would be Christmas.
I had an experience in nursery. This is Christmas. This is a Christmas experience where it's become very commercial. And these 3 lads were walking from table to table, like on an outside restaurant, singing "Good King Wenceslas." You know, it become totally commercial. You didn't even sing the first lines. You only sang 3 words, and you want some money. And you're really aggressive. Give them anything. Carry on. Sing it 2 or 3 verses. So
That's what I like when people come around trick or treating and they've like put a cape on and that's all. And like,
yeah,
give them one sweet one.
one sweet. Even them peppered ones.
One little boiled sweet, a crappy one. I don't like
A
when they're
tooth breaker.
putting effort into it.
Yeah, get some effort into it.
And it's something like the parents are dressed up with the kids and everything, and they go around. It's lovely. I love it. I love Halloween. But yeah, so that's for me. I get a bit annoyed with Spain on Halloween. I feel like
Sounds like it's not just Spain she gets to know. It sounds like it's anybody who doesn't go into it 100%.
it's difficult to get a bag of sweets in,
No,
open
it's
your
not
door.
difficult. Or to put yourself full of makeup and have a train running around in your lounge and stuff like that.
And it was so funny. Well, it wasn't funny at all, especially for the people involved. But after Brexit, like we used to have a whole area where there was a lot more British people, and they would have full-size bars of chocolate. It
Yeah.
was like these were the houses, and
Oh,
we're like,
they're the ones.
so we kind of knew where to go, and they were lovely, and they really enjoyed it, and seeing the little kid, and Max especially is so adorable, dressed up. And we always dressed him up. So even when he was a baby, we dressed him as your man from Beetlejuice, and we brought him around, and people were, they die. He's so cute.
I did it last year. Olga did a market somewhere outside Mercia, and it was a Halloween market. And I got a cape with a hood, and painted my face white and my eyes black, and put the hood up. And I looked a bit like Uncle Fester, but like a horrific version. And we didn't, she didn't sell anything. I think people were scared to death. When I looked in the mirror, I couldn't believe how good it was. It was so good, and I knew I was looking at me. I'm not surprised nobody came to the store. Like, that was scary.
I get like into it with the face paint as well. You should see the pictures of my kids over the years. Because I did Max one year, I did Edward Scissorhands.
Right,
And it was amazing. And it gave us little scars on his face and everything. So good. And still, like, so much so that my oldest son is 21 now, and he still dresses up for Halloween. And he still talks weeks in advance about what he's going to dress up as for Halloween. These days, because Gen Z, man, they're terrifying. They love horror. Like, horror movie would be their movie of preference, I would say, for, I hate to generalize, but majority of Gen Z. And taking into consideration that I used to work in a secondary school, so speaking to Gen Z, my job is to speak to them in English. So a lot of the questions would be, what's your favorite movie, your favorite book, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Nearly every single one of them say these extremely horrifying horror movies. Like, they love horror movies. So they dress up as these, man, they're terrible, like, really scary looking, which is good on Halloween.
Scares me, hell.
Yeah, I don't like
Halloween scared me to death. I think it was that first one that scared me to death. It was in that time when the old sort of them kind of films came out at once. Friday the 13th and all that. Like, oh, scary.
There's thousands of the good ones.
Spoiled me.
Like,
For the rest of my life. Scared me.
The Exorcist. They were great.
Give me Barbie anytime.
Are great movies. Still great movies.
So what other things then? So if we're saying that Spain isn't brilliant Halloween and needs to get better, what other things do they do in the year that are so related to it? Because I thought one, because in June I went to Los Alcatraz for a Noche de San Juan,
Yeah.
which is effectively it's the end of the winter, the start of the summer, and the fires are related to. It was effectively the last day that farmers could burn their waste as such, you know, so tree branches and things. And so there are fires everywhere. There are a lot, and it seems to be a lot on the beach. I don't know if that's general, but and that was like a big festival. There's a lot of people there, all on the beach, and they had a big sort of organised bonfire, great big one, and then they had, you know, people just had little ones on the beach. It was allowed on that day.
And they jump over them.
Yeah, and they do all sorts,
Like
jump over them, throw things across. Loads of, I mean, there were thousands and thousands of people.
It's a summer solstice, so I think it's actually based on, again, pagan, like a ritual pagan event, because it was the summer. Yeah, it's the shortest day of the year. Longest day of the year. Yeah. So it's always, it's not always been the same date, but it's around the 22nd, 23rd, 24th of June.
I mean, officially, I think it's 23rd. It just depends if it falls on the weekend.
They move it around. It's depending on it's usually on the longest day of the year, the night before, so the eve of that. Yeah. So yeah, it's cool. It's a good one.
And then they do fireworks and they sort of do everything for that. And it, like I say, in Los Alcatraz, it was a big event. Yeah. I mean, there are thousands of people. They put a group on and everything.
Yeah, San Juan is huge.
That's a good one to go to if you know, wherever you are. I'm sure they must do it everywhere. Because they must do it in the countryside as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But they definitely do it on the beaches around here.
It's like the kick-off of summer. Like, summer really starts in Spain then. Like, all the festivals, everything kind of gets going for summer then.
Well, that is a good one.
Yeah. It's very nice. But then again, it brings you back to Halloween. And why do they not celebrate Halloween? I don't understand it. I just can't understand. I mean, they are getting a little bit better. Is one thing I was going to mention. Every year you can see it a little bit more creeping into the supermarkets, like you were saying. Yeah. And like when I first came here, there was never a pumpkin. These days,
pumpkins everywhere.
These days you can get pumpkins. They're
dry ones.
Small.
Yeah, small ones. You can get bigger ones, but small. But like in all the Chinese shops, they have pumpkins. Real ones. They have pumpkins. Obviously, the supermarkets they have pumpkins.
They're about the size though of like a, I don't know, what would you say, a big apple. That's a bit dramatic. A bit bigger than that.
A bit bigger than that, like a small melon.
A very small melon, yeah. So it's but we're happy they're at least available.
Yeah. And we have some here. There we go.
Yeah.
Have some there.
That's nice. And the town halls now have started to put on stuff as well. So they will have stuff on for kids.
I suppose as people buy things in previous years and keep it, just gradually grow it. Because I mean, like I say, the Chinese shops are full. I mean, there is so much stuff in there, you know, for everything. So you can go and get things. You've got plenty of time.
And the schools always, of course, do it. So the kids go in dressed up into school and they do games and activities and things like that related to Halloween in school, of course. But yeah, so we just need to keep pushing keep pushing Spain with Halloween. They'll get there in the end.
Yeah.
maybe,
Keep pushing it.
maybe never to the levels that America get to or the States get to, but yeah, they need to get a little bit further. Think of the kids, Spain. They do everything
Think
for
of the
kids. Think of
kids.
the kids. Open your doors, get a bag of sweets and write it on there. Just give them. But yeah, as I was saying as well, after Brexit, when the British people, couldn't stay here all the time, so people started doing how many days is it? 90 days?
1980.
1980. They obviously choose not to be here in November or December because a lot of people, if they have to go back, they go back.
But there did used to be some, I remember there being some bonfire nights. There was one at Marmenoak.
Really?
Big one. I went to that one.
Wow.
I don't think you hear that as much now.
No.
I mean, in the UK, it's become very controlled now, so I don't think you can have rogue ones. They have to be all properly organised,
I mean, people
which
used
in
to work-
principle is a good idea.
It
But it takes away the fun of it as a kid. Because it used to be the whole thing, and it used to be so exciting. It was where you get wood from.
People you'd start
biggest
putting
thing.
tires into it.
Oh, all sorts.
They would
all
explode.
sorts.
So
And then you'd have
tires
to make,
explode.
you have to make your guy forks and use people's
Always
clothes and all that.
cereal.
So, I think that's gone a little bit. I'm sure it still happens, but I just don't think it's.
But I remember the first year we went trick-or-treating after Brexit, and all the houses that we used to go to and that would be open up and be there, they used to already be in their gardens waiting for you to come around.
Yeah.
They were all
They've all
closed up and all
gone.
gone. It was even more depressing than usual. And I was like, every year I say, I'm not going to trick-or-treat next year. But then Max looks at me and he's like, can we go trick-or-treating? I'm like,
You'd be a lot fitter because you have to walk further for the same amount of sweets. So that's good.
there's a bar near here, and it's mainly British people and Irish people that go to the bar. And so there's be a lot of people sitting outside on Halloween, and we walked through there one year when Max was dressed up as Edward Scissorhands. Oh my God, he was stopped at every table. He came out the other side. It's only a little area, where they have it covered in the plastic area. And he came out the other side, and I think he was like 30 quid richer. They've given him euros and fivers.
That's not bad.
I was
I
ecstatic.
go hours and forwards.
I remember when I came in here, so I was like, that's what it's like in Ireland all the time. Not the money, but the people kind of really enjoying it with you. For the kids, loving it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Jolly good.
So do we want to talk a little bit about Day of the Dead or in
Yeah, we should do.
in Spain?
Because that
It's a big day.
it is a big day, and it's a contrast really of it's not a celebration. You can't call it a celebration. But the idea is that you go and visit your relatives that are in the cemetery, and so it's quite a sad day really.
Yeah.
But like I said, there was a not pressure. That's not the right word, but you were expected to close because if you had any employees that have family who died, grandparents, whatever, it was sort of expected to go
To be
and
able
visit.
to go and spend time with their
And then they'd have a meal in the afternoon and things, and so. But
And they always have all the cemeteries. You'll see they'll have the flower shops. They'll always open a big stand outside the cemeteries because that's the day that they go and buy flowers and put them on, well, not the grave in this case. Not usually a grave here. It's usually like a little plaque area.
They might find a lot of things are closed on that day.
Although I don't know, is it weird of Irish people? We went to the graveyard every weekend.
No, I think people obviously still do that to an extent, but this is the one day where you're expected to.
Yeah. We went every weekend and we always bought flowers. There's always at the graveyards in Dublin, so Glasnevin Cemetery, you've got two sides, and then there's a flower area and big flower shop in the entrance, and you would always stop and get your flowers and go to the grave, and it happens every single week. And all not all the graves, unfortunately, but most of the graves would be filled with plants and flowers, and then the next week you take off the dead ones and you refill them with. So
Flowers, you mean?
the flowers. We didn't take the dead people. Oh, stop! That doesn't make me think of that Ed Gein series. Have you been watching that?
No. Not watched anything scary.
It might be even too scared for me. I've stopped at episode 5. Oh my God. But anyway, the Day of the Dead is a big one, and it's quite somber. And people go visit the cemeteries on that day, and then, as you said, they go and have a meal afterwards, something, and just somber.
Remember the dead.
Remember them.
Yeah, but.
I always say I'd love to go to Mexico for their celebration.
Yeah, theirs is a bit more
It's a
upbeat,
celebration,
isn't it?
Yeah.
Not me.
One of my favorite movies is Coco. Did you ever see that one? Oh my God, you have to watch that. It's a cartoon, but it's brilliant. Man, I cannot watch that without crying. It's about the Day of the Dead, so it's about the Belgian dinner, And in Mexico, they put like a picture on there. They call it, I think it's ofrenda or something like they call it. So it's like a memorial almost to the dead people who passed away in their families. And they put a picture because they believe if you've got a picture of that family member, then they, on this night every year, they can come back and they can visit you.
Right.
And the whole story is about the fact that the kid takes the picture, and that means that his, whoever, I think it's his aunt or his great aunt or whatever she is, can't come back, and it's a whole rigmarole. But it's absolutely brilliant, and it makes you understand the whole like concept of Day of the Dead and how they celebrate it and all that kind of stuff. And it's really good. And
they paint the faces white, don't they? Like,
they do like the, but it's called something. What's it called? The Catalina. I think it's called the Catalina. Yeah, and they. So I've always said I'd love to go to Mexico and celebrate. I don't know if they say celebrate, but I'm going to say celebrate the Day of the Dead over in Mexico. It looks amazing. It looks like it's a real celebration of their ancestors, which is nice to do, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's nice to do.
I think about it.
Yeah, in good ways, not like in sad ways. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you might see processions that day and all sorts. So just
depending on the area you're in. But it's pretty much celebrated all over Spain.
Yeah.
It's not like, because some festivities would be more like San Juan is usually more on the coast. It's more the Valencia region, Alicante region. It's kind of coming to Murcia as well. You won't see it absolutely everywhere. A lot of places, but it's not something that everyone gets all into. But the 1st of November is, and it's a bank holiday, isn't it? It's a proper, everywhere.
It's a red day.
It's a red day, proper.
And like I say, I think it's probably the most follow.
Yeah. As far as closing for the,
Because of the respect of the situation.
Yeah. So, are you moving on to what we're doing this Halloween?
Yeah.
I'll start. I know your answer.
You start.
What are you doing?
What are we doing on Halloween?
What are you doing, Paul?
Nothing.
Has my Halloween spirit not infected you a little bit? Have I not made you want to?
No, it hasn't put me off. It actually put me off a little bit more. I hope you have a great day in this end of the town.
Well, as my kids are so into it, obviously Jamie's not here anymore. He lives in north of Spain now. It's where he's gone to university. But Max is totally into it, like me. And so, because I took out the Halloween decorations to decorate, because we're recording it like 2 weeks before Halloween.
Yeah, so everybody thinks we're mad.
So I took them all out yesterday and decorated this little part of our office.
With this lovely pet spider. With the illuminated eyes.
Yeah.
And the scarf on.
His mouth has been pulled off.
Oh, he's got no mouth. What a shame.
So my son now wants us to decorate this weekend. So we're going to decorate for Halloween this weekend. So my neighbours are going to think that I'm crazier than usual, like 2 weeks before Halloween, and we're going to decorate.
Starting it like the people who decorate for Christmas in August. Yeah.
So we'll be decorating my house as per usual. We'll go trick-or-treating together.
Don't say you don't enjoy it. Look at that rolling her eyes. Can't
I
wait.
don't enjoy the trick-or-treating.
Can't wait.
There's people to ignore us and look at us like we're lunatics. And then we'll come back to the house to actually let the other kids enjoy their trick-or-treating, because we have the whole house decorated. And then we go in and we sit down and we put on a we put on a Halloween movie and we watch a Halloween. So I'm trying to build up Max's tolerance to scary movies every year.
Yeah, right. Oh, I don't like them.
So last year he looked at Hocus Pocus.
Right.
He loved it the first time. I mean, I don't think that was that scary. Some kids, of course, think that was scary. But this year, I don't know what we're going to watch, we'll see. But I build up his tolerance every year to scary movies. And he's been really loving Wednesday as well.
Is that not abuse? It's got to drop it in there.
I watched, my mum and dad didn't show me this movie, but I think it was like an older cousin, showed me Chucky. I must have been 6 or something, 6 or 7.
And all the like Damien movies and all that. It's so scary.
Yeah.
Exorcist. Oh my God.
I remember being so terrified after that Chucky movie, and then you watch it back now and it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's my plans for Halloween. And obviously keep an eye out if you do like Halloween like me, and a lot of people do. Keep an eye out and see what the town hall are doing, because as I say, every year they get a little bit.
You probably, if you've got animals, probably have to watch out for fireworks, because it is any excuse for fireworks.
But that's another point. Any excuse for fireworks. But then when you see them on Halloween, Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. It's probably a night.
Because I found out about the fireworks, the really loud bangers that aren't really fireworks, and they're the ones that people don't like.
They're stupid.
But but there's a reason. They're the ones that there's a reason for.
Oh.
They were used to tell the villagers in the distance that the celebration was starting. So they're not visual. They're just audible, as loud as possible, so that they can be heard from the furthest distance. So that's why they do them at 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's to start the day of the celebration.
We've got WhatsApp. There's no need.
Yeah, WhatsApp now. WhatsApp bangers. But that's what they did. So that's what it's for. So there you go. So there is a reason for it. I'm not saying it's a good reason. I'm not saying it's still appropriate because we have WhatsApp. But without WhatsApp, you have a very, very loud banger.
Yeah.
And they're so loud. But they are intentional. The idea is to make them as loud as possible so that people from a distance. Because if you think about it here, for example, so this is Lopragan, which is now constant houses and buildings from San Pedro to Lopragan. But 40 years ago, there was quite a big gap of probably a kilometre of fields. So if you were trying to get people from San Pedro to come, you use a very big banger. There you go. So that's when it came. So you learn so much on here. So much.
So you're supposed to adapt over time, though.
Yeah.
I feel like we would.
But it's
some
tradition.
things need to be adapted.
Yeah, we've just been talking about Halloween, the pagan festival.
Yeah.
So that's not that.
But like we're carrying the nice parts and leaving the. I'm sure there were truly horrific things they used to do in Samhain because they were a bit mental. They all felt.
Yeah, like ducking the witches. It's where I came from. They were witches.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, witches. Forgot about that. Pendle witches.
Yeah.
That's what we used to do around now.
What did you do?
It was the witches on Pendle Hill. Yeah, that was just before Bonfire Night. So that's
the witches on Pendle Hill?
Well, it was very famous for witches. And, people being burnt and things at the stake and dunked.
I think they actually did that. And they were usually midwives.
They weren't. Yeah, they were just.
They thought that they were.
And if you survive, this is the weird thing. If you survive the dunking or the burning, then you were definitely a witch because you survived.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a bit weird.
It was mad. Yeah, and that's where the whole thing of witches came from. That the women were midwives, usually, not always, but they were either midwives or they were like the healers in the community. And people started to think, how are they doing this? You know, how are they doing this?
Must be witches.
Yeah, so they must be witches. And then, and that's why for a long time women couldn't be doctors because they thought that they were too witchy. They couldn't be doctors. That's what they're.
And the broom, everybody.
We were allowed to speak up now.
In the black cat, you know.
They no bother when it's using an old broom afterwards. Have they? No, don't be a doctor, but you feel free to use the broom. That for sure.
And feed the cat.
Which is why then the first thing that was opened up to women to be allowed to do was to be a nurse, not a doctor. Because and it's not mad. Like women were the healers. They were actually really great at doing something, and they weren't allowed to do it. That was the real punishment.
They're also the witches as well.
But yeah. Anyway, anything else to say on Halloween?
I don't think so.
No, I think that was it. I think we're finished up. So everyone, enjoy your Halloween.
Have a great time.
If you're coming from the United States and you're planning to move, enjoy this last Halloween.
Yeah, have a good one in America.
Because we get a lot of people listening to us that are in the United States and
we're
planning to move over. Yeah, they're probably now there are top number of people that listen to us are in the United States, and they all message us and email us and they tell us, they're planning to move over, and it's great. We love all the little conversations with them. But yeah, so my message to you is enjoy a wonderful Halloween this year. So when you move to Spain.
Well, you could be the Halloween promoters when you get here.
Bring the Halloween spirit.
Bring it on.
Please.
Set up a Halloween society in your area and get everybody into Halloween.
Yeah, and if you're in another area of Spain and you think Halloween is really celebrated quite well there, because of course I'm only basing this on, I lived in Madrid. I didn't really get the Halloween spirit there, but I can't remember. Maybe it's better now. And then of course we're in the region of Murcia. So if you are in somewhere else,
Halloween following,
maybe in the north,
people might come and visit you.
Maybe in the north of Spain, where things are more. It Celtiberian up in the north of Spain, so maybe it's more Halloweeny up there. So tell us what it's like in your area of Spain. Send us an email to hello@spainfullyhonest.com and let us know what Halloween is like in your area.
Yeah,
I hope you enjoyed that episode / rant.
Yeah.
About Halloween.
We're going to do another similar episode / rant about Christmas, aren't we?
Yeah.
nearer the time.
That'll be less our rant, I think.
Yeah, less of a rant.
Yeah, it's just different, but it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Christmas in Spain.
Yeah,
I actually think Christmas in Spain is better.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it goes on for such a long time.
it's gone for a long time. But we'll
Yeah.
talk about that.
We'll talk about that another time.
Have a great week. And when this comes out, it will be Halloween week. So have a very spooky Halloween.
Yeah. Spooky. Woo.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening, and please don't forget to subscribe. We're on Spotify, YouTube,
Amazon
and
Music.
Amazon Music. So please subscribe to those. It doesn't cost you anything. It just helps us get higher up in the rankings, so more people will see it. The more people that see it, we can get more guests on things. So
Yes.
please, and write us a review if you like it, or write us a review if you don't like it. I prefer if you do like it. It really helps, honestly. So thank you very much.
Brilliant. Thank you.